No, you like to talk shit just like us.
Where are you at? We have to talk.
Better come and subscribe.
And go over to YouTube at Shit Talker. You show because you're not gonna want to miss our stuff. And I'm just to let you know, today is Shit Talker, baby.
Hello, vibes. It's me, Canary Mirror, and welcome back to Shit Talker. Today we have a very, very, very special guest. But first, we have my sister, Salmon Fable.
Hi, y'all. It's me, Salmon, back again.
And then we have Chris Love Dion.
Hello, everyone. Chris Love Dion here with my sister, Ake.
Octavia! Hey, Octavia.
Hello. First of all, I love how whenever Americans try to do a British accent, it goes into the poshest voice in the world. Which
Is it pretty?
We're just not. You are.
Is it pretty?
That sounded like I was confronting you. You are.
As people know, Octavia was on the last season of UK's Drag Race. She got to see Mother Rue, and honestly, she had the best fashions, the best dance moves, the best everything. She was my pick to win the crown. Octavia,
Girl, those wigs were something sickening.
Top tier. John Baptiste could never.
I will take the dance moves, but the wigs and the looks, I disagree with.
Octavia, have you been enjoying this recent season of RuPaul's Drag Race?
I have. I think I've been following quite a lot of the girls prior to Meet the Queens. And then, like, to be honest, the first few episodes I wasn't sure about, like, the dynamic. But now I'm, like, loving it. Now the drama started as well, I'm loving it.
Exactly. That's how I felt this season really kicked off the drama.
Yeah.
Especially this past episode, the one that we're currently on, like, the fire. Yeah. I saw the fire.
I saw the fire. Really, the claws were out, honey. So
yeah, this was my favorite one.
I feel like this is one of the first seasons where, like, I feel like every time someone wins, it's like, why'd they win? Like, that should have been
right. Everybody's like, or if somebody's in the bottom, they'll be like, I did not deserve to be here.
Like, they don't like the placement. Like, they're like, Rue, you're wrong.
Exactly. Right. They wake it up.
I love them vocalizing that though, because when I was there and I felt like I shouldn't have been in the bottom, or like someone shouldn't have won, I was just like, keep smiling.
Right.
So
you just took the piss. Took the piss out of it.
Right. Took the piss out of it. Wait, we're so UK. Anyway, this is
right?
the UK edition.
UK baddies. Like, yes.
Bangers and mash. Yes.
Okay, let's get into this episode. So we get into the episode. Corey has sent Joella home, and a lot of the girls seem to be somewhat relieved because they were kind of sick of that girl. Was there anybody, this might be too shady, was there anybody on your season, Octavia, where the girls were kind of like not feeling her vibes?
I feel I feel awful because I feel like this poor, gorgeous woman gets a lot of flack, but it would have been Dita. When she walked in, and again, this is no shade, this is just genuine facts. I'm not trying to be a twat. But when she walked in, I don't think anyone knew who she was. So we were all like, oh my God. And the way that she walked in and she had like a poise in her face, she looked like she was going to kill someone. And whenever we were, so I think everyone was just a bit threatened by her to start off with, because we didn't know who she was. And she just had that like cunt face. So we were like, oh, okay. So I would say probably Dita, but she wasn't there long enough, so.
Yeah. Anya won last week's challenge. Chris, what were your thoughts on Anya winning that challenge? Because it ruffled a lot of feathers. So I want to know your tea.
The girls were mad, but like at the end of the day, Anya did a great job in the challenge. She sold a very polished runway. So like, I feel like they're gonna be mad about whoever it is. I feel like this season's all about not giving flowers. Like they're like, no, whatever you got, you don't deserve it. If you're in the bottom, you didn't deserve it. It's like they're not content with the results, and especially for Anya, as she's not one of the girls that are like super fashion-y. They're like, girl, you wore that and won, but it's like that's not all it's about.
Right.
And Octavia, I'm sure you could let us know.
You're so rude. Sam makes it clear that she thought Corey was going to be bringing something to the competition, and she's bringing absolutely nothing in her eyes. Sam, and as somebody that doesn't bring anything to me, what do you think?
You are a mess, first of all. She was saying what everybody was thinking, audience-wise, because I know that a lot of us agree, because, like, we all knew her, like, on Instagram before this, and we were like, well, like, that's the Boston girl, the Duncan girl, the body girl, and then she goes on and she's like...
Right, yeah.
I'm not feeling it. I don't know how far she's gonna go if this keeps up, but I'm really hoping it gets brought up because I'm a Corey stan. I'm in the kingdom.
They bring out, the next day happens, the girls walk into the workroom, and Jules is talking about Piggy. I've never heard Piggy personally, where somebody eats, so they're a piggy. When I hear Piggy, I think of like Chanel or salmon, like not somebody that's eating, like somebody just like in a wider build. But have you guys ever heard Piggy used like this, or is this like a first time?
I've
No.
never heard of it, but I love it though.
Big
Yeah, me
fan.
too.
I absolutely love
Right?
it.
Yeah, the only time I've heard Piggy is when I'm walking down the street and a car like goes by and yells it. But that's about it.
I wonder if she just made that up like there just for like a moment, or if like people actually say that where she's from.
Like at home, she's like, no one hears you say that. Like, what
Yeah,
is that?
probably.
Like Sam turns to her and she's like, I've never heard you say
When I'm with
piggy,
my
like,
friends, I
ever.
do say yes, Piggy.
Yeah, no, but I like it though. I think it's new. I think it's cool. So
Yeah.
let her have her moment. RuPaul comes in and announces that we're doing RDR live. Yes, God. What are you guys' thoughts on this challenge? We can start with Actavia.
To be honest, I don't really remember a lot from this challenge besides Mirage going home, and I think that kind of says a lot about the challenge. I don't think it's like one of the best. I think it's usually like, I don't know, like for example, Mirage or just generally the challenge. I feel like you can only do so well because, or like try to be funny because it's, personally I don't think the script is that funny.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
can
like
see
I
that.
don't think like, I think you just have to kind of make with what you can with it. Really, like I know I'm
Right.
going a bit forward, but I feel like for what Lana did, I don't see what else she could have done. Like I
Yeah.
thought she did the best she could with what she got.
Yeah.
So I
It's
think
not
the
very
challenge is
fair.
fine.
Like every character has strengths and weaknesses and they're different. It's not like a fair
Yeah,
level, like you
yeah,
bring to it what you bring to it. Yeah. Chris?
I definitely feeling like this challenge is necessary because I feel like improv challenges definitely like test the girls, and I feel like hosting at home is like a part of what makes you good at something like this, like being on a mic, being able to like quickly think of something to talk to the girls, and like making your own, even if it's scripted. I feel like a big part of the challenge is to make it your own, and that's kind of the point of it. I feel because like the material might not be the best. We know this. Drag Race,
Yeah.
the writers they're not getting awards for the writing of the show.
Salmon, what were your thoughts on RDR Live?
Shit challenge. I'm just kidding. I think this challenge should be like an all stars only thing. Like
Mm.
maybe like once every few all stars, because then you know the girls are funny, and it's not enjoyable to watch like 90% of the cast be unfunny. It's just kind of like very awkward.
name
Yeah.
him.
Um,
We'll get there. Trust.
baby, trust.
So the girls go to find the roles. Anya wants to host like Mirage did, and everybody's like, "Ooh, okay, girl, you can take that role," because ain't nobody want none of that. So I see why nobody would want that either. But low key in my mind, I would want to do the hosting role because I feel like you get to be seen a
Right.
lot. But also, you could end up like Mirage and be twirling and not knowing words. So you really got to pick your roles really wisely. Was there a point in Drag Race UK where you had to pick a role, Octavia? Oh yes, for the Rusical or whatever.
Yeah, so for the Rusical, I mean, it kind of backfired for me in the end. But me and Chara had like a little 2 minute like argument ish because she wanted Jerry and she wanted me to have Kylie. But my argument with everyone was everyone either had their first or second choice. But if I were to have Kylie, that wouldn't have been like first or second for me. So, and I said to Chara, and I said to her, listen to this. So, as much as you need to understand that you're not going to be able to dance to this. It is hype beat, and you have two wooden legs. So, like, listen to it. And then she listened to it, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I see what you mean. I'll take Kylie." So, and at that point, I kind of like had not been flopping, but like I knew I needed like something, and then I took
Yeah.
Jerry, and then I got sent home anyway. So fuck it.
Oh, getting that.
Arietti gets her role and she wants to swing really big. People kept saying she was swinging big, but I wasn't seeing much swinging big. She was just making noises, and I'm like, I was really bored. And seeing her do this, I was like, I don't think this is gonna play out well for you. Period. So, which role would you guys want in this SNL skit if you guys had to pick? We could start with Chris.
In the skit, I really liked like the whole Susie 2 like newscaster skit. I think that like that's a great opportunity, and you get a section for each person. I feel like some of these roles like they don't have as much like juice to them as other ones. Was like the newscaster one, literally they had like this section, this section, this section. They all had a moment. I think that would have been a good way to stand out like in the challenge for sure.
I agree. Salmon?
I'd probably still want like Anya's part. Like, if you think about it, two parts in one, you get to be seen on like two segments. Take that role. Like,
Yeah. Octavia, what were your thoughts on what role would you want?
I would probably either want, yes, Susie's, or I would probably want either Pomona's or Sam's, because in my head, oh yeah, I think like I could kill it doing Susie's, but then also I'm not as good as Susie as in acting, so I feel like Pomona's like had the jokes written in them, so I feel like I would have done fine. So I would probably
Yeah.
say Pomona's or Sam's.
Plus, you're lesbian.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes. Exactly. I'm a lesbian.
You and Charity. I personally, I know I would either want. I think I'd want either Anya, Susie, or if I couldn't pick those two, because clearly you two took those, then I would pick Acacia's person, because she a hoe, and she
Oh
like.
yeah, she was cute.
that was a
Yeah,
good one, yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. Okay, would you guys want to work in the groups or solo? That's another good question. So we can start with Salmon.
Solo, like, it's giving like Aiden Zane. Like, she's done so, and like, if I'm solo, I don't have to plan stuff. I can go take a nap. I can lay on the couch. I can just sit there and chill. Sabotage. Like, solo is the move, and especially when it comes to like shutting down people's ideas. Personally, I would not back down, and I don't want to come across as like the evil person yelling at
Right.
somebody. So solo, definitely.
Yeah. Octavia?
I feel the same. I feel like in Drag Race, even though it mostly is like group challenges, I feel like I prefer working on my own because then if I fuck up and I get sent home or I'm in the bottom, I only have myself to blame. But if I'm in a group of people and they're not doing as well as me, would then feel bitter if I was in the bottom because of them. So I
Right.
would,
Hmm.
yeah, I would always prefer to work on myself. And also, I'm a bit of too much of a people pleaser. So if people ask me for help or I didn't agree with something, I would just go along with it when that would backfire on me.
And that's
So
why you're here
definitely
today.
so.
So thank you for pleasing me.
No.
Just kidding. Yeah, me personally,
No.
I know I would want to work solo too. Chris, what are your thoughts?
I think honestly, I'm gonna work in a group because I feel like that gives you more people to look worse. Like people look worse than you, and you look even better. So like,
Yeah.
girl, take that group role. Them bitches were gonna be in the bottom if they suck, and you can like be that girl and really stand out. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's what Harmona did this week.
Mm.
Yeah, for
true.
sure. Now we're gonna move on to RDR Live, and I want to know who stood out to you guys, good and bad. We could start with like the caveman skit. Who was like who ate, who did bad, and we could start with Chris.
The caveman skit, honestly, this was a tough one because the material itself was so like polarizing compared to other skits to me. Like I felt like it was so like they were tapping into like woke like kind of woke culture, and I'm like that's gonna be shaky, especially if you're not a funny person.
Yeah,
But Lana coming in shaking the titties, like yes, bitch, she stood out in that like for that.
yeah, I agree. Octavia.
I think the worst were the Karens, Corey and Ariete. I think
Yeah,
Ariete, yeah, just struggled with doing a bit too much. Like there wasn't any like peaks and valleys, which was literally the critiques. But even though Anya did good, I do think Lana did really good. And like I know it's such a typical thing to like do you know of Bailey J Mills here in the UK?
Yes.
Maybe.
absolutely.
I'll take it over you do. But basically, they do a lot of like skits and everything with like the breastplates and all that. So I feel like it is typical to laugh at it. But Lana, just the way she did it, like even before like each sentence, she would just walk forwards and back, just made me cackle. So I would say Lana did the best.
Right.
Then we can move on to the Beaver skit, and that was Jules, Sam, and Hormona. I'll start. I think Sam really did struggle. If I had to pick a struggler, because I don't. When I see a butch lesbian, I get scared, and I was scared, and I didn't really know what to expect. But Hormona did stand out to me. Jules was kind of just there. I think Jules keeps like something about her. I feel like I would do the same thing. Like she keeps striving to like she thinks she gonna eat. Like she's eating. Like in her mind, like she's like the one, and it kind of reads a weird
She's
way.
piggy.
Yeah, she's piggy. She's like a piggy.
She thinks
That's
she's
still really
piggy.
hungry. She's like a vegan piggy. I don't know. I'm not like too living. So for that reason, I think Hormona and Sam as worst and best. So yeah. Octavia.
No, I totally agree. I think, to be honest, I didn't think Sam's voice was that distracting. It was a weird choice, but like,
Mm-hmm.
I
I kind
do
of
think
liked
she should
it.
have like leaned into the country a bit more. What?
Like
I kind of like the voice. Like, it was
it was
Yeah,
really
very
funny.
like
I didn't hate it. I do definitely think though, I agree with like Hormona was definitely like the one that just stuck out. Definitely did the best.
Let's
You
move
gotta
on
get it
to
together.
Anya hosting and introducing RuPaul. Anya looks so good in this purple hair. I can't even lie. She looks so good in this lavender purple hair. Normally, when I see lavender purple hair on like black people, I'm like, ew, that looks so gross. And I'm like, I can't. Like, she's the only black person I've seen look good in purple hair. So, just kidding.
this.
Well,
Anya looks so good. The dress looked so pretty. And her introducing it worked really good. Octavia, have you done any hosting?
ooh, as you could see, as you could tell on the episode, I think it was like episode 5, where we did like the Graham Norton chat show. I am
Mm-hmm.
not the best of like hosting or talking. I like. I literally am doing it right now, but like I just stutter, and especially if I'm hosting or doing something like Anya would do, that would make me panic. So no, I do it now and then, but like I wouldn't choose to do a hosting gig unless I had to.
Yeah.
I'd rather just pop my post, break my knees, and call it a day.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Like,
Yes. Chris, I know you do a
That's
lot of hosting here and there, and you're really good at hosting. So I want to know your interpretation of Anya's hosting for this.
I thought Anya's hosting was great. She felt like very dynamic. I felt like into it. Like, I felt like she was talking straight to me, and that's how a host should make you feel. Like, a host should make you feel like you're the only one in the room. And she really did that. She was very funny. I loved all her jokes, and she just sold it and looked stunning. So I don't think there's anything she could have done better, like in this situation.
Yeah. Salmon?
I agree about the purple hair. This is Anya. I feel like this is the greatest Anya has looked to me personally. Like, whoa. Um, and I said before, Anya's part is the one, like the one. You're there by yourself. You're on stage. You get to introduce RuPaul. Loki would want RuPaul's part instead of Anya's, but not an option. So.
You don't have the funds.
But I've done like.
Be similar.
So RuPaul does her number, and RuPaul, I guess, turns it and burns it. But for me, it was a lot. It was over edited for me. It was hard to look at, but I did enjoy it.
Girl!
Yeah.
It was
I
like
Like
the distractions.
the
too much.
face like flying across the screen, like camera pan, like
The
up and
fire
down.
at the bottom of the screen. I was like, are we okay? Oh, wait. I'm surprised they kept that in because the LA fires. I was like, why is there fire at the bottom of the screen? Like,
RuPaul caused
that seemed
it.
like.
no, it was giving them over editing it to make it look better than what it was. Like,
Yeah,
love her.
for
I know
sure.
she's a woman of age, but like,
Exactly.
I love doing the RuPaul movie. You know,
Yeah.
it's
You've
just
got
like,
company. Mhm.
yeah, it was giving like over editing to make it look good.
For sure.
Did it
Yeah.
though.
Poor RuPaul.
Love you, mother.
Oh, RuPaul. We move on to the news reporter skit, and that involves Susie, Lexi, and Crystal. I would say my standout was obviously Susie. She did so good. And then Crystal, I
Yeah.
guess, would be the worst one because Lexi just outshined her a little bit. But I do think everybody in the skit was fine besides Susie. She was, like, perfect. Salmon?
Girl, I agree. Susie's was very. It felt very like corny. The bit like overall like the and and that's my phrase. I taught him that. Like I don't know. Like I didn't. I wasn't like laughing a lot. But I would want to be Susie. Would not want to be Lexi or Crystal. I feel like that's such a like a throwaway part. Like I don't even remember like a single thing they said. Especially Crystal. Like girl.
Chop. Yeah, I don't remember anything Crystal said either. Activia?
No, I completely agree. I think just those two parts, Crystal's and Lexi's, were like just throwaway parts. I feel like there wasn't a universe where it wouldn't have been Susie that stood out, that wouldn't have been the one to stand out in that. And watching Susie, I was like, this fucking bitch. Like, I don't know how I would have interpreted that, but I feel like she did it perfectly. And she said
Yeah.
it perfectly in her confessionals, where she knew how sketch comedy worked, and you could very clearly tell when she did it. Because even though it was corny, I feel like sketch comedy, I can't use word, comedy usually is. And she was portraying that 100%.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Chris?
SNL is just corny, period. So, like,
Real.
I get it. Like, I get it. Susie really delivered for me. I think she, like, was so confident in the way she was saying everything. And, like, bitch, it was just, like, the back of her hand. Like, this was nothing to her. This was, like, a little, just another part. So I feel like she really made Lexi and Crystal look like shit. No shit. Like,
Let's move on to Casey and Lydia. They did the Golden Girls type skit. Chris, what were your thoughts on this Golden Girls skit? I don't know if have you ever seen it?
I have never seen Golden Girls, no shade. I think it's a little past my generation. I don't think we're watching that, but I respect
Get
it.
that old lady off the
I think
TV.
I know
I'm not watching that.
the no, literally like no, like the Aki mullet. Like I can't watch that.
Oh,
So,
This was Lydia to me. Like this is the doctor. What do you want me to do? I'll take you to the back.
yes.
Like that is literally like what Lydia gave to me. Like it was like reading off a script. Like no emotion, no like even try to do an old lady voice. I'm like, you're painted with lines all over your face and you can't do an old lady voice? Like it was so like disconnected. And then you know you shit when you make Acacia look really good. Like that is tea, bitch. Because Acacia was
hashtag Hormona Lisa. Hashtag Hormona.
no,
Just
not shit,
for
not shit.
Acacia.
They're not shit. No, Acacia actually did really well. That's what I was about to get to. She looks so stunning in brown hair. Also, you got to put the blonde wigs away because anytime you wear black or brown or like anything else, honestly, it looks so much better to me. So you got to stick to the dark hair. But that's besides the point. Sorry, I just had to like let you know.
I think, personally, I think the Golden Girls skit was really entertaining. Me, for some reason, I enjoyed Lydia's performance. That was the only one I was laughing at. I don't know why. I don't know what came over me. Her stuff was so funny. Taking out the teeth and putting it in his hand. Like, obviously, it was written in the script for her to do that, but it was still funny. So that's just my take. This is one of my favorite skits, and it was at the end. Salmon, what were your thoughts on this one?
Girl, I agree. I don't see, like, spoiler alert, Lydia's in the bottom. I don't see it. Like, I don't see this being like a bottom performance over like the ones that we've classified as like throwaway parts. Like, I don't get how Lydia like made it there. Or I do. Okay, I do, low-key.
Who would you replace her with?
Chris
Rhymes with Bam. It rhymes with Schmistel and Bam. But I do love this whole skit in general. I feel like with it just being two people, it worked so well. So props to them and the porn star.
Yeah, it was really good. Octavia, what were your thoughts? Have you seen Golden Girls, Octavia? That's your generation.
I have not seen Golden Girls.
We're all safe.
I was just about to say we don't have it in the UK, but I think I'm wrong because I'm sure that my drag mother watches it. Because my drag mother is literally like 2 years older than me, but they are such an old soul. So no, I haven't seen it. But I think I liked it. I didn't mind Lydia's performance, but I do think the way Acacia was like explaining to her, "Oh no, this is what the character's like. This is how you should do it." If she did that and took that on, I think she would have been a lot better. But I do think Acacia, personally, for me, should have been in the top instead of Pomona.
The girls come back and it is Elimination Day, and they're painting their makeup, they're doing their big one, and Lexi talks about her day job, and her LinkedIn pops up. We gag. I forget the name, but no need to dead name her anyway. Not on this platform. But I was shocked.
I'm sure Nina will.
Nina Brown got that.
Can't wait to see the review.
Oh my god.
That is insane. Yeah, so Lexi talks about her day job. Octavia, this might be a lot. Do you have a day job or do you just do drag?
So I'm quite lucky. So prior to Drag Race, I did have a day job, but now I don't. So I'm very lucky for that.
Do any of your sisters have one?
Do you know what? Actually, this isn't even shady, but Chara, she doesn't need one. We work just as much as each other, but her day job basically is from home, and she does like graphic design. Basically, all she has to do is open up her laptop for a few hours. She can honestly just sit in bed and not touch it, and she'll get paid. So that's the only reason she's pretty much kept it, so she can just make extra money for nothing.
Yeah, can she design?
She's gonna kill me for saying that because she hardly does any work. So
yeah.
Chara's company, if you can hear this fight, no, just kidding.
I mean, all I'm gonna say is her laptop's open and she's sometimes just getting paid to suck my dick, so it's fine.
Let's get onto the runway, and the runway category is Tickled Pink. As you can see, all of us are wearing pink. Octavia's wearing a unique shade of pink, but we're in our pink looks. Yes, God. Comment down below who's your favorite. And we can start with Anya Last Nerve, honey. And we can start with Chris. What are your thoughts on Anya's pink runway?
Anya's runway, I think the outfit is everything. Like, the fact that she got, like, that sneaker outfit, I think that is so cool. I do agree with Michelle. I need a ponytail, but she did post the pictures with the ponytail, and I'm satisfied now. Like, we can all, like, rest now. Like, she got the pony. But I think she looked great. You know, the body, you know, there was a few things about the body. Like, I could see the pads, but, like, girl, it'd be like that sometimes. Like, you know, it depends on the day. Like, because sometimes you could see the pad. Like, it is what it is. But she looked great to me, and that purple and pink eyeshadow looked so good on her. Like, it needs to be studied. So I loved
Yeah.
it. It was pretty to me.
Very, very gorge. I thought the boobies, like when she looked like very hunched over, like there was this one point on the runway, and I was like, damn, like you look like the letter C. But overall, like,
Damn.
Got her. Yeah, you gotta clear it.
God damn.
but with the ponytail, very stunning look. The boobies were not my like favorite, the way they were like positioned,
Yeah,
but
hamburger
I
titty.
love the laces. I love the construction. Like, I don't even know how you would start with this, how you'd go about that, but work.
Octavia? Wait, what did you
No, I
say? You
completely
said...
agree.
Oh wait, pretty.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
I
sorry.
give her pretty.
Okay,
I
Octavia.
agree. I seen Anya's look before the episode, so when she came on and she was bald, I was like, right. But like, I thought she looked really good, and I'm so fascinated with how like the category was pink, how she came up with the idea of making an outfit out of shoes.
Yeah.
Like I find it fascinating how like that's where her brain went. But I would wear it in a different color just because I, as you can tell, don't wear pink. But yeah, I
Right.
would give it a midi, but maybe a pretty with hair.
I think Anya, I liked the look. The body was not taking it, and I feel like if your body looks good, then that's half the look in my mind. So if the body isn't right, then the look isn't taking it. And also, she didn't got no hair on. She had hamburger titties, so it was a midi for me personally. And she had like chicken thighs. Like those thighs were too big. I was like, girl, I'm scared. But it was
It's
like
like boom after boom after boom.
sorry, Anya.
Body on double.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, so Anya, it was a midi for me. Moving on to Corey King. Salmon, what were your thoughts on Corey King's look?
I didn't personally care for it. I know it was like the Barbie reference. I love the stones. Like, whoa. Like, I think a fully stone moment is like, yes, bitch, work. But overall, it was like an okay look. Like, it wasn't anything like show stopping. If I had one word to describe it, it would be midi. So
Yeah.
take it.
Okay, I think Corey looks really pretty, but you're on the runway of RuPaul's Drag Race. You're on the main stage, baby, and this is the main stage ready. This is a really, if I saw this out somewhere, or if I saw this post, I'd be like, whoa, this looks fierce. But on Drag Race, when you're lined up with all those girls and people like serving looks every week, like Lexi, Jules, Lana, this doesn't come up to par. So all I have to say is Sam was right about you, and this was a midi. Octavia?
No, I do agree. I think I would be able to excuse the the basicness of it because of the reference. If a lot of her other outfits wouldn't have also just been mini dresses. I know this is a Barbie reference, but I just prefer her in dark hair.
Interesting. I think she looks like a dude in dark hair. So,
Well, I love this color hair was nicer because it was more of like it
it's
wasn't
like
so like
gray a
yeah,
little
it was
bit.
more of a
Yeah.
gray. It wasn't just
I,
like a white blonde.
yeah. I agree. I prefer this shade of that a lot more
Mm.
too.
I like the reference, but with that being said, you can't reference everything, girl. Like, it's your season of Drag Race. Like, every look cannot be a reference. No shade. Like, I get it. Barbie is important to you. Like, you know, we love Barbie's doll race. Rest in peace. I miss her. But it can't be every time, girl. With that being said, the outfit is okay. A blonde wig and a pink dress, I don't think.
I don't think.
It's a thing.
And it seems to be a really consistent for that. So I'm gonna give it a midi, but the mug was on, and I like the hair. It was probably not yours. It's not giving like it was yours, but I like it.
All right, let's move on to Arietti. And Arietti, I'll start. I think I love that everything was one fabric. Everything looks so put together, so cohesive, so stunning. This is probably one of my favorite looks on the runway, if not my favorite. You look stunning. You looked great. Yeah, this was just a pretty for me.
So I enjoyed the look. The silhouette was gorgeous. She always brings something dynamic to the runway. I just kind of wish it had like a different hair. I didn't like the pink in it. I kind of wish it was like one flat color just because there was so much pink everywhere else. I got like cowgirl from this look a little bit with the pants, like the chaps. So I kind of wanted like a sleek high ponytail or something just less. I feel like it was too much for what the outfit was giving. But
Yeah.
overall, the silhouette was everything. So I give it pretty for sure.
I do love like the fabric. The like back panel thing only like works for me when she's holding it. Like when she lets go, it's like a clamshell. Like it just flops, it's done. But the look, like whoa, like that like fabric, the shininess, it's like the hottest pink. Like that's pretty. That's a pretty.
I feel like out of everyone on the cast, aesthetically, that's what like I relate to. That is what wish I looked like. So like, and
Yeah.
I've seen the kind of like the chat
Salmon
moment.
does too.
Okay.
I've seen the chat moment in like a red, so I don't know if she got it from like the same designer. But when I seen that outfit, I was like, this bitch. And I very much related when she was like, pink isn't her go-to color. But no, I thought
Yeah.
it was really good. I did like the hair. I disagree. I really like the black with the pop of pink. I loved it, and I would wear it.
Work. Yeah. So would you give it a pretty?
Oh, a pretty, yes, definitely.
Yes, God. All right, let's move on to Lana Jarre. I'll start. I hate this look. I think it looks so like I don't know. When I look at it, it looks like too much is happening. I can't. I don't know, and I hate that she's padded because I never see that girl padded, and I don't necessarily like it because the tight match isn't that good. And I don't know. I just think the sleeves were a lot. What was happening? There was nothing breaking it up. It just looked like a ball of pink to me, and I didn't like it. But I liked the hair. I guess the makeup was cute. I guess the shoe was slave like, no shade, but it was cute. So that's my take. It was kind of. I want to say. I feel bad, but that's why we're here. So I'm gonna say it's a shitty. So yeah, that's my take.
Dan, tell us how you really feel.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hi Lana, I'm sorry about that. I thought this was actually cute for Lana. I feel like we don't really get to see Lana in like bigger silhouettes, and I thought that the shape was cute for her. I know Q made the outfit, so it obviously was like so detailed and like ornate. I enjoyed it, to be honest. I like the hair. I like the little head wrap situation. The shoe was something fierce, but I mean, not everything can be perfect, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I give it a midi. I think it's like pretty midi to me.
I like the look. Like, it's very far from my aesthetic. Very like prim and proper, very pretty. But like, I really liked it. I agree with the shoe. I think the strap just kind of like cuts her leg off a bit. Whereas like, if it was just a normal pump, maybe. I
Yeah.
literally don't wear anything but thigh highs because I don't. Yeah, but so I can't really talk. But I just think that cuts off her leg a little bit. But I liked it. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, I liked it too.
So I'd give it a
That's why
pretty.
I didn't want to see her padded because I was just like, I feel like I always see her not padded, so I would have preferred that.
I think a brighter pink might have been better.
Yeah.
I'm like recalling in my mind that it's like purple and gray, like what she wore. So I think
Purple?
brighter would be better. Like it gave like grayish, washed out, dusty, like
Yeah, it did
pink.
give washed out pink to me.
You're
To
calling
be
her
fair, I think it
ashy.
was a bit of a rose gold. So I do see what you mean.
You're
Yeah.
calling Lana ashy. You're saying her knees are gray. You're
You're
crazier for
racist.
that. You're crazy.
That is not
Whoa.
what I said.
Whoa.
I said that the outfit was ashy. I-
No way, bro.
it was a good look. It was like very well constructed. I love how puffy and full it was. Did not like anything else midi.
Yeah, bruh. Pomona comes out in a gown, which we've seen from her probably 58 times at this point, but it looks good. This hair, I'm sick of seeing her in updo pink wigs. I want to see her in a different color. Now, last week I was fine with it, and the week before I was fine, but now I'm getting to the point where it's getting a little repetitive for me. But it looks pretty. But it's not pretty. It's midi because I've seen the shit about 54 times, so I'm good.
I just think it's just boring. Like I think, yeah, it's like it's a nice outfit, and I feel like it's better to do something like classic and like because you can't really get critiques saying it's a bad look because it's not. But it is it boring as fuck? Yes. Like it's literally just a gown,
Exactly.
and I also think like it was the exact same silhouette and a very similar hair to what she did for a sewing challenge. And if anything, I kind of preferred the sewing challenge one. So like, I don't know, I just thought it was really boring, to be honest. So
Wake
I
it
would give
up.
it what's lower than a midi? What's that again?
Shitty.
Shitty.
Shitty. I'd say it's shitty, just because it's boring.
You're the bubblegum babe. Like, you do pink. Like, this was your one chance to show RuPaul that you can do, like, actually one good look and not, like,
Oh,
three super shitty looks in a row. Like, this was your chance to break that curse. So, the fact that you
damn.
walk out in what you walked out in really spoke to me, as you don't care about this runway as much as at home. Because you probably would wear this at home. In fact, you probably have worn this at home. So I don't see why it's here right now. Shitty.
Chris Love Dion, what are your thoughts on her Mona Lisa look?
It was boring as fuck, and you need to do something different on Drag Race. You only have one time to do it, because they're not going to call you back.
Yes, God.
So please bring not boring drag, because they might not call. They might not get, you might not get the All-Stars call, baby. So bring it right the first time. And we've been seeing it, shitty.
Moving on to Sam Star. Actavia, what were your thoughts on Sam Star's look, honey?
I didn't love it. I mean, like, I think it was just like it was very simple, but also like a lot. Like, I feel like from the leg down, it was just nothing, and then from
Yeah.
here, she had like a corset, and then the necklaces were going like down all the way to her bloody legs. Like it was just a lot. And I'm enjoying Sam, but I hate these like how sculpted these wigs are, where they're just helmets, like
Helmet.
with the curl.
Yeah.
Like, I just, if it's gonna be a curl and low, like why can I tell that it's not gonna move?
Right.
Like, yeah. So I
Yeah.
would give it a shitty.
Wake it up. I think Sam's look, I like the idea of it. I think it needed to be executed better, which I find so interesting because I feel like she has probably some of the best connections. And
Mm.
for her to have such good connections and to come out looking kind of halfway done is it's shocking to me. So I think it could have been a little bit better. I wouldn't say it's a shitty, but I think it was a midi. Like, Sam, I love you, and you can block Actavia and Glitter Bomb. You guys know Actavia's I can put it right here. So just kidding. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Chantel, come for her. Okay.
This look gave me very Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna give this an A. Okay. No, but it was so boring. No shade. Like, all the pinks were different ass colors. I was like, what are we doing? Like, I know she was like, I chose all the different colors because I love all the shades of pink. But that girl, be for real, you couldn't find the bow that matched. So you were like, let me get the pastel pink bow or whatever. But it wasn't giving what she thought it was giving. That hair looked like it was done on your head with cement or something. Like, it was so hard, so crunchy. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of like this vibe. Like, I get your pretty pageant jewels, like pretty, but I'm like, what else can like you give us a little bit?
Girl, you know if Chantel catches her
So
going
it's the midi.
if Chantel catches her going to anybody else, she gonna get sniped. So she had to keep it really pretty.
She flashed herself on the runway. She's like, all the pinks. And, like, as Chris said, it's like, you just, like, okay.
Sorry.
You just, like,
Just
pulled
say
them
the
out
hot
of your
pink
closet.
bow was out of stock, girl. It's
Girl,
okay.
the puzzle drag. It's puzzle drag. Like,
Yeah.
down. And that should have put her in the bottom, but for some reason it didn't. So, look where we're at now.
Let's wrap that up.
Okay.
Hashtag shitty.
Let's move on to Jules Sparkles. Chris Love, what do you think of your Floridian sister?
Bitch, Jules let these hoes have it on this runway tonight. Everything was so tea. And, like, this is by far, like, the most interesting way I've seen, like, My Fair Lady done on Drag Race. She was prancing around, like, the fairies that, like, spin into the fire. Have y'all seen that video?
Yeah.
Like, she was, like, twirling around that damn stage. And she looked like she was having a good time. And that's a part of selling the look. Like, the look is one thing, but, like, bitch, I want to be, like, into it. Like, you're having fun. Like, I felt like she was really living her fantasy, so it's so pretty this week for her.
Yes. Salmon?
The lash was like this, though.
Oh, don't clock me. Because we all know that it was, like, the repurposed gown and everything. Like, we saw the picture of it. And, like, I was not expecting that to be this. Like, whoa. That's some, like, next level, like, shit of recreation. So the fact that it was, like, done so perfectly, like, every frill in place, everything, like that's my pretty. Like, that's pretty. That's some pretty bitch shit.
I think I am the odd person out this week because I did not like this look like at all. Like I don't know why. I think I've seen her in bell bottoms before, so for her to come out in bell bottoms again, I kind of expected that, and I don't think it was that flattering on her body. And it just seemed like a lot was going on, a lot of different textures, and it wasn't done right. It wasn't done well, and I like to see it be done well. And I think maybe the pink should have been darker. I don't know. Just certain things were off, and yeah, wonky lash city. I hate wonk city, so we got to get out of the wonk city love. Jules, your look is a shitty. Period.
I know she had like a swirl going up from the hat to the sleeve. If the other side didn't have a swirl and that thing in the middle of her, in between her tit and her neck, was
Break it
gone,
down, bitch.
yeah,
Yes.
I feel like it would. I feel like it would just kind of make it better because with all of it, it just kind of looked like a lot. So I feel like if there was a little, maybe a bit more like skin or like just a little layers taken off, it would have looked better. But for me, it wasn't pretty. I did think she looked really good.
So Crystal Envy comes out in her pink look. Salmon, what are your thoughts on Crystal Envy's bubblegum fantasy
Okay.
as a white bitch?
I really enjoyed the presentation of the look. When she comes out, she's like, "Lottie, lottie, boop!" Like that instantly like started selling it for me. But then she walks down and I'm like dissecting it. I'm like, okay, like the body doesn't look it's a little boxy. Like the drip is a little weirdly placed. It's so stringy and weird, and I'm like, I don't know. But then I started warming up to it again, and I was like, bubblegum. It's gooey. It's ugly. It's like messy. It's like crazy looking. Like, but it's a midi, but it's pretty. Like it's a midi.
This is probably one of my favorite looks on the runway this week. She looks so good, and I just wish the headpiece wasn't so far down because it kind of messed with her eyelashes or her eye makeup a little bit. And I think her hair didn't have to be a ponytail, but I really, really enjoyed this look. This was a pretty for me.
She came into the workroom in pink, and I much preferred that. So I think I don't know. I just expected something bigger and like better from her, but I did like it. I just think from what she's shown us, this is probably my least favorite from her. So I'd give it a midi.
Crystal, you really proved who the real bubblegum babe of the competition is, so wake it that up. I really liked how you sold like the bubblegum popping with your nail. That was Contrast.
Yeah.
I live for that. I will say something I noticed about Crystal. If she's not in a gown, bitch, she is rushing down the runway. I feel like she's always just like, okay, did the pop? All right, now we got to keep going. Like it just feels so like rushed, and I'm just like, I want to enjoy it, but I'm so like distracted by like you look a little like scared, which I get it. Well, I don't, not yet, but it just. But yeah, the look was fine. It was safe. I didn't like the way it cut, like the dress part, like how it was so like cross. Because I'm like, you're more on the masculine side, so I'm like doing the harsh lines is just making it look harsher. Like period.
Mm-hmm.
It was very safe. Midi. It was fine.
Moving on to Lexi Love. She's giving Lexi, and I will start. I feel like Lexi has served us so much on the runway, and our expectation for Lexi is so high. For her to come out in this and have a shoe that doesn't match, her hair color doesn't match, her makeup doesn't match, all the colors, it wasn't the rule of thirds, which in my mind, if you're going to do 3 different colors of pink, that makes sense. But if you're only doing 2, then that's not right. So it's either 1 color or 3. So this did not pass that rule of thirds for me. So for that reason, it is a midi because it wasn't complete shit like some others. But yeah, it was a midi for me. Chris?
Yeah, I love Lexi, but this is hands down like my least favorite runway of hers so far. I feel like it's so like last one that she got ready for. Like the shoe needed to be like a pump with like the cat suit going into a stirrup like around the pump.
Yes.
That would have been perfect. And also, my girl Vanity killed that wig, and you couldn't see none of the cheetah print. Take that ugly fucking $2 hat off. Show that scalped wig, because it would have been way better than what it was giving.
I agree.
But it was midi.
Going back from what I said about Crystal, kind of the same with Lexi. It's like some of her looks have been the best this season. So out of everything else she's shown us, this was probably my least favorite. What I do like about it though is like that sheer catsuit she had underneath the other part. Like I loved how sheer it was. Like it kind of looked like from a distance anyway, kind of like tattoos or something on her skin. Like I really like that. And yeah, I agree with the shoe. I think it should have been like a cover up, or even if like it was black. I did I didn't mind the hat, but now that you said it was like cheetah print hair, I do definitely think that the hat should have either gone or like
Mm-hmm.
been at least taken off. So that could have been
I
something.
think it didn't really add anything.
Yeah,
Yeah. All
but
right.
I'd give it
Mm-hmm.
A maybe.
When she walks down the runway, it looks like she's trying to roller skate. Like it looks like she's like ready to like take off, and then she realizes she's in heels and not wheels, so she just kind of
Yeah.
like I don't know how to describe it, but ugly ass shoe. Get that off your feet. Walk out barefoot. Like do something that is not that. Like instantly, like I loved. I think it could have done so good because like the lashes were on, the eyeliner was like the same color. Like it would have been so good, but then the shoe and I was just like,
Yeah, ruined the
it
whole
was
vibe.
kind of an eye roll for me. It was very
Don't you have those though?
I do, and they're very pretty on me.
Let's move on to Susie Toots. Chris, you could start with Susie.
Listen up. You bitches are trying to clown her for her runway, but she's one of the only ones I remembered. So now what? Like, even though it was a little ill-fitting and it looked like a onesie, it was still like interesting. She had the big ass balloons. Like, she gave something at least. Like, at least it was something. So many girls this week. It was like little ass silhouettes, mini dresses, little cat suits. I don't want to see that. I want to see big silhouettes. I want to see a story. I want to see something kind that you're gonna only do on Drag Race, because when you get back home, you can't do that. You can't have them big ass balloons in the club. That's what you need to be taking a Drag Race, not a little cat suit you can fold up in a Ziploc bag. Like, it is TV. Like, bring it. And I just felt like Susie did that, and the girls were so mad about it, and I lived. So it's a pretty for me.
I saw Susie's vision, like hands on the balloon, like she's flying away. Like it was like low key, like theatrical. She looked like she was about to like take off and fly away. And then when she let go of the balloons, I was kind of like, okay. And then she still kept on doing her little poses, and I'm like, yes, like whoa. I do wish it was like cinched, like there was something to pull it in and not make her look like a log. But everything else was so like referential. Some people walk out and they do like a Barbie reference because it's pink, and then some people do really gorgeous clown because it's pink. So clap that.
Gorgeous
Pretty.
is pushing it. Actavia?
Yeah.
I liked it, and I like it even more because she was getting shat on for it, and then she won in it. So
Did
like
you
that
feel
makes me like
seen?
it. What?
Did you feel seen?
No, because I've never won a challenge. And
Coming
whenever I
soon.
got shot on, it was like valid. No, I really liked it. I think I definitely agree. If it could have been, not that I know anything about sewing, but if it could have been made in a way where like it did cinch her in a bit more, that would have been like cunt. But then the only thing I think could have made it even better as well, the reference that she posted, the person wearing it, the outfit was made out of like sequin, like the shapes on it was like, it was either like sequin or like a sparkly fabric. I think if it was something
Maybe
like that,
beaded.
yeah, if it was something like that again for Susie, that would have made it even better because it's the stage, it's drag. It would have just looked a bit better. But I really liked it, and I think the added balloons like just made it even better. So yeah, I'd give it a pretty.
Yes. I think that Susie, this look, it ruffled some feathers, and I like a girl that gets the people talking. So for that reason, I liked it. I think there was a few things that were off. I liked your shoot in it where you did the white face, not the regular skin tone. And then the doily on the head was a chopiana for me. And I think she needs to be more body down, like if she wanted to do that. Like corset, titties, thighs, booty. I got hair, face.
Clowns are known for corseting.
Ass.
Yes.
Titties.
Look at Chris. So
Oh.
I want to see more stuff like that.
Pretty
But
clown.
for that reason, I'm gonna give it a midi. But it was fine. Moving on to Lydia Penis Collins. What are your thoughts, Actavia? Did you see yourself in this look too? Let's ask Chera.
Well, she would probably say yes. No, I have mixed feelings about it. Like, I think if it was closed, it would have like been a bit more obvious to what it was. But then with it being open, I feel like it made it look less of like a sack, if that makes sense. So like I do like it,
Yeah.
but I do kind of wish that she took it off. I love all of, well, most of Lydia's looks this season, but the only thing is that like she's always like she's lost in it. So I think like if she like revealed into something, it would have been cunt. And I love the bodysuit she was wearing, but like if she revealed into that on the runway, it just wouldn't have made sense. But I liked it. I thought it was really cool. So I'd give it a
Yeah.
pretty.
I did not like it only because I think it should have been fully closed. Because it being halfway open, I wasn't understanding it, but I thought it was very conceptual in a way. I think the hair needs to be more thought of though, but ended up working out in her favor because the bitch was on the bottom. But I think that should have been a thing, and there should have been a reveal, like Actavia said, because I don't know, it was just kind of, I was expecting one because it was open, so it was a shitty for me.
Lydia's look was very interesting. Like maybe she has little balls, but like the balls on the dick were very little, and I'm used to huge, ginormous ones, so it's like very like weird to see that. And it should have been closed, and then it should have been opened at the end and taken off, I think. Something like that. The presentation was just not it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a midi.
I respect girls that make everything that they wear, but like your talent evolves and like your skill evolves, and I'm just like, are you gonna look back and be like, yes, like that was sickening, like I made that, like I did my big one, or are you gonna be like, that looks like my grandma knitted it, like herself, like that's what I'm getting is giving like, you're like, grandma, knit me two balls. I'm not gonna tell you what they're for, but and then you just like add it to the hat, like made a big hat, like I don't know, I it was midi.
All right, and last but definitely not least, the girl that stole Octavia's wig, Acacia Forgot. I love this look. I don't know why. Acacia, why are you doing this to me? Where is this coming from? I think she looks great. I just wish the hair wasn't two-toned. I think it should have all been pink, because no more blonde hair from you, bitch. But other than that, I think this was a pretty.
I personally really like it, and it's actually funny enough. It's made by someone that lives in the same city as me,
Oh.
and they actually made like a lot of the runway for the girls on my season, including one of mine. So I really like the look. I just really wished it was like with different hair. I understand wig blindness when you're at Drag Race, but like I don't know. I just think I don't know what it could have been, which is a shit like thing. But like I just didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy the hair. It could have been something totally different. Even like a snatch like pink pony or something on Acacia. That would have been like puss, which like we don't really get like puss from Acacia a lot. So I think like
Right.
yeah, I like the look midi, but changed the hair. I think.
Girl, when I saw the look, instantly the first thing I could think of is like, okay, it's like your entrance all over again. Like you changed a few things, silhouette's like a little bit different, but it's like the same vibe. I feel like she tries so hard to like be an era or like be an aesthetic. She'll be like 50s girl, glam, CEO, like you just be yourself and like I still don't know what Acacia is besides like country girl because she hasn't even come out with a country look yet. So like what am I getting from you? Like a nobody. Like that's I don't know. That's all I can think of is a nobody. But like she's not a nobody.
What do you give it?
A midi.
The outfit was actually really well constructed, I think. From what I could tell, it was like low-key the shoulders are like doing this a little bit, like forward, but it was pretty overall. I liked. Well, it wasn't pretty. It was midi to me, just because I'm like, girl, we've seen the black stocking into the black pump about 4 times from Acacia. We get it. Put them away. But the outfit was well constructed. The makeup was actually better than normal. I do have to say, she looked really pretty in the face. But yeah, that wig was a chop, and it needed something like more. I feel so it was midi.
Well, that is a wrap on Tickled Pink. What is your guys' favorite and least favorite runway? You can only pick one, so don't even try it, because this is shit talker, so we gotta talk that shit. Salmon, you can start us off.
Okay. Favorite, low key, Arietti.
Mm-hmm.
Least favorite, Hormona, Snooza. I didn't like it. It was a bit boring and shitty, so.
All right. Chris Love.
I'm gonna have to say 2 girls because I have to. I'm gonna say
Okay.
Susie 2 and Jewel Sparkles were my absolute favorites of the week. I felt like each of them gave me something I needed. I needed that glamour, I needed that puss, and also got like that camp and that fun and that whimsy. So they just both gave me what I needed from this runway. So those were my favorites. Oh wait, is it my least favorites too?
Oh yeah, your least favorite too.
Least favorite was probably Hormonas because it was so uninspired.
Yeah. Actavia.
I'm just gonna repeat what Simon said. I loved Arietti's. That was my favorite. And yeah, my least was just Homona. It was just boring. And it's like, if you're gonna do a boring gown, at least make it like a really pretty one.
My favorite was also Arietti. I think Arietti did such an amazing job on this runway. And my least favorite is Lana Jarre because I cannot, like, I expect so much more from Lana, I feel. So to see this, I was just like, so, like, The winner was Susie 2. High placement was Hormona. Low was Sam. Bottom 2 were Arietti and Lydia B. Collins. We could start with Chris. Is there anything you would change?
First of all, don't forget my girl Anya Nerve in the top. Don't ever forget.
I'm so sorry.
Honestly, low-key, Acacia didn't have the best runway, but Ramona didn't either. I would have swapped them out. And low-key, Sam Star could have been the bottom 2 over Lydia.
Okay. Actavia?
I agree with the tops, but I disagree with the bottoms. Well, from what Chris said, I mean. I think I wish Acacia was in the top instead of Homona. The bottoms I agreed with. I did really prefer. It was definitely the bottom for me, but I preferred Lydia's look over Sam's, but I preferred Sam's in the challenge. So I guess I fully agree with the bottom.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Salmon?
I think I agree with Chris if I remember everything she said. What did you just? Okay. Sam, I think should have been in the bottom, like, and low key, just a smidgen, like maybe Crystal too. Like, I was not living for Crystal's performance and for Sam's performance, and I'm one of those people who, like, I think I value like 75-25, like 75% performance, like 25% runway. I don't think it's like 50-50.
Could see that.
Yeah.
So I think, like, given that, Hormona, you was a chop hoe, you can go to safe. Acacia, you can go up here. Sam and Crystal already low. Like, that's how I see it. Like,
You're
I don't.
supposed to uplift your white sisters, like not put them down.
Exactly. That's your community, sister.
So I'll uplift Acacia and I'll put the fuck down Hormona.
So here, white fats.
That's crazy. We love you, Chanel O'Connor. That's my queen. So
We love you, Chanel Mirror. The
all
hearts?
right.
Wait, what?
So pretty. Me personally, I agree with pretty much what everybody was saying. I would probably put Acacia over Hormona high. And then the bottom 2, I think I'd put Lydia low, or just because that outfit was hideous, and put Sam there because And then let's talk about this lip sync. So it's Arietti versus Lydia Butthole Collins, and they lip sync to Boogie Wonderland. And I going into it, I thought Arietti was gonna turn it because I've seen Arietti perform. I haven't really seen Lydia perform, but when the music started, I saw Lydia low key do that, like opening the coat thing at perfect timing. I was just like, oh, she's chewing this like disaster up because that bitch was crying like a mess and she were the shit. So Arietti, you could have went home for sure, but we're not there yet. Sorry.
Save it.
Sorry. Salmon, what were your thoughts?
I totally agree with, like, your perspective on things, because Arietti was twirling and flipping, looked like hot lava, like, ew, like, every single time she, like, did a little thing, I thought she was gonna break something, and that would send her home. Unfortunately, that was not the case. So, Lydia low-key chewed, like, one thing I will say is everybody was like, I'm so gagged she did that, like, other review shows, when she did the thing where she, like, just fell and put her leg behind her, I was like, okay. I don't see the hype about
Oh,
that
you
one.
weren't gagging.
Right, I don't see why everybody's like
I was
going
gagging.
crazy.
I don't know. I was like, okay, let's go.
But Lydia was my winner. Lydia was my winner. So
Aki,
I
lipstick assassin.
I really enjoyed the lip sync on Lydia's behalf. When I was watching it, I was like, something about this like is like tickling my brain. Like, it's reminding me of something. Then go onto Twitter and then I seen that someone said she went to the house of Willa Pill lip syncing or something like that.
Yeah,
And I was
they
like,
said
yeah,
that.
I totally like. I don't know. There was just something about it. And I think it's because I didn't expect it from Lydia at all. Like, I didn't know what type of performer she was going to be. But I don't know. And that moment where she's like doing that thing with her legs, opening and closing them and looking at Rue, I was like, just puss. It was so puss. You could tell she was having fun, but I loved that. And then Arietti was like, I mean, she tried, bless her. But like one thing that does really make me laugh in it, and someone put it online when she was doing, you know, that move where she was doing this and then like kicking her leg back or
Yeah.
something. But then someone put, you know that song that Elliot with two T's and Lala Reed lip sync to, where it goes,
Oh, pot
"Pack full of grits." That just really made me laugh. So overall,
I
I
saw
think
that.
the lip sync was like good, but yeah, I think Lydia definitely deserved to win.
For sure. Chris?
Let's just say it was a Boston Wonderland because Corey be dicking her down on some gangsta shit. Hey.
Oh my god.
No, but she really channeled that like soul, like yes, God, like
My
she
black
really
queen.
ate. Yeah, she took it there in that lip sync. Lydia was maybe because we haven't really seen her move a lot in the season, so like just seeing her move, period, was just like yes, like get down with it. And also like, bitch, you know you're that bitch because Arietti's next to you. That bitch is a mess and untucked. She was going through it. Like she was calling girls out. You're like production, they got me. Like that girl a mess. Like they're gonna save me. So she was just having fun up there. RuPaul was locking her. She was locked in, bitch, with
Yeah.
RuPaul, and she just like had her moment. And Arietti was flailing and surviving.
Yeah,
That's all
bitch.
she
Arietti,
did.
you want to be black so
Girl.
bad. Where's your rhythm? Exactly. Wake that up. So, but Arietti does get the chance to pull the lever, and she pulls lever number 1. And that lever, Doug's Michelle. The numbers were 17. That's kind of gaggy. I was kind of upset to see Arietti pull the lever because I think it would have been more impactful if she went home. I mean, it would have been. So, but I'm proud of her. You did your big one, and maybe you'll show us next week why you should be here. So, Octavia, what were your thoughts on the lever pulling? Did you wish your season had something like that for you?
Honestly, no, not really. Because I feel like knowing my luck, I wouldn't have got it anyway. So I would have
Mm,
just been like bitter. Because like it's weird because like with when you're there, and as you can tell with Arietti, all the girls didn't want it. Well, most of the girls didn't want it to go. Which I feel like I would have been like that on my season, but I also would have been like, for fuck's sakes, go home. Because like at the end of the day,
right.
you're there for people to go home. So like, as I was saying, I was always gonna say, I I'm glad Arietti's in the competition, but in a way as well, I kind of wish she went home because I think it would have been like good for TV only because of how like upset everyone was, and like it would have
Yes.
like got like everyone there and like online like shaking. But I'm very glad she's still in. But I think it would have like been shocking if she had left this early.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because that bitch rude as shit. So let's go on and let me ask you guys, who do you think is going to take the crown for season 17? Starting with Sam and Fable.
I think it's gonna be Lexi. Love.
Yes.
Love. Lexi. Love. Like, that's mother. Oh, that's mother.
Can you fix yourself? Chris Love.
No shade. Right foot in, out. Left foot in, out. Get that money
In
in. No,
out.
Anya is my winner. She's constantly pissing the girls off, and they need to put their money where their mouth is and do better in the challenges because they're doing a lot of talking, and I don't know why. Because they need to be eating like Anya is, and she's my winner, and she's so like unapologetic and confident, and we love to see it on a TV show. I don't want to see no bitch crying in the corner like you a mess.
All right, I think Lexi is probably gonna snatch the crown for me, but Susie too is tugging on that piece, so be ready for her. Octavia.
I think it will go to Susie, and I think it's got. I think the top two will honestly be Anya and Susie, and either way, I'm gonna
Oh
be.
yes, bitch.
Either way, I think I will be happy because I'm living for them both. Like I'm living for like Susie's like not underdog because she's been killing all season, but like I don't feel like anyone suspected it. But Anya,
We didn't
I
see her
just love
coming.
I just love her energy. I think she's like killing it. I love how unbothered she is about the other girls. So I think it's gonna go to one of them.
Perfect. Well, that is a wrap on this review for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Octavia, for coming
Thank
here and
you.
kicking with us.
We love
Kiki
you,
Snaki.
Aki.
Love you.
Aki, my favorite. Bangers and mash forever.
Yes, God. Thank you,
Bye,
Aki. We love you.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.